XYZs and log lines. That's what we're doing now. Ready? Let's start. All right, so we talked a little bit about the XYZ statement before if you've heard me speak. The XYZ statement is this. Let's throw it on screen. It's a statement that sums up something very clear, a value proposition. What I will get if I listen to you. What I will get if I do something you want. So we do X so that Y can do Z. It very clearly demonstrates what we've talked about before in terms of that grunt test, right? So here's an example with my podcast. PT Pintcast, that's the we, shares great physical therapy conversations, that's we do X, so busy PTs, so that Y, can stay informed and connected to the profession, can do Z. We do X, so that Y can do Z. Notice I didn't actually say how we did it. A lot of times in clinical practice or in podcasting or communications or marketing or sales, we love to talk about our how we actually do it. Funny thing is, I don't actually care how someone changes my oil. I want to know that it's going to be done right, it's going to be done cheap, it's going to be done less than an hour. I don't care what kind of wrench you use. A lot of times we like to talk about our wrenches. So PT Pintcast shares great physical therapy conversations so busy PTs can stay informed and connected to the profession. If someone says, "What's your show do?" That's how I would respond. That's exactly what I would do. And then if they ask, well, they said, that sounds great. What do I need to do to get it? I would say, oh, absolutely. Download on iTunes or listen on Spotify. So this is a conversation, but this is your pitch. This is your XYZ statement. You have to have this thing locked down, ice cold. So when someone over hors d'oeuvres asks, you can say this. Notice it's one sentence. It's easy to digest, like hors d'oeuvres. People aren't confused. So I want you working on your XYZ statement. I know we talked about that before, but I wanted to drill down even further in case you were stuck on this. And I wanted to talk about something from Hollywood. Yeah, they know a little bit about storytelling and communicating in brevity, but movies are like an hour and a half, 2 hours, 3 hours long. But long before the movie gets made, somebody's got to make a pitch to a studio to get the funding to bring in the big name actors and actresses and to get the cameras and the lights and get everything ready. And that pitch is called a log line. A log line is a one-sentence program summary that states the central conflict of the story, often providing a synopsis of the story's plot and an emotional hook to stimulate interest. It's got to draw me in. A log line. I've never heard of one of those. Yeah, you have. And they're strewn across the internet and across TV. They're kind of a boiled down version of a movie trailer. So someone walks into a movie studio and they're getting pitched thousands of scripts a year. You've got to give them a one-sentence description of what this movie is going to look and feel like before they'll ever open your script and read it. So let's do some examples. Here are some examples of log lines with films you've probably already seen. I hope you have, because they're some of my favorites. Here is a log line. How about this? A Las Vegas comedy set around three groomsmen who lose their about-to-be-wed buddy during their drunken misadventures, then must retrace their steps to find him. Do you know that film? Does that sound familiar? Look at that, a synopsis, and there's some tension in there. It gives away kind of what's going on, but not how they're going to tell the story. Well, name that film. I'm pretty sure you can get that one. And that, my friends, yeah, that's The Hangover. They sum it up without giving it all away. But if that synopsis sounds intriguing, maybe you'll say, yeah, I'll give you my 15 or 25 bucks. I don't know how much movies cost these days. It draws you into the story. Yes, this is something I might want to spend 2 hours and 25 bucks of my life on. How about another example of a good log line? The aging patriarch of an organized crime dynasty transfers control of his clandestine empire to his reluctant son. This is old school, a classic. Do you know this one? That's The Godfather. Draws you in without giving you too much. The devil here is in not giving away the details. It's by staying macro, but giving enough to be intriguing with this log line. All right, third and final log line of this example for today's video is, how about this? While not intelligent, a man is accidentally present at many historic moments, but his true love, Jenny, eludes him. I hope you know this one. I hope you're shouting it right now. Yeah, that of course is Like a Box of Chocolates, Tom Hanks in Forrest Gump. Enough of that information to draw you in and become intriguing that maybe you'd want to pay attention and spend time. Your XYZ statement is similar to a movie log line. You're not pitching to a studio for millions and millions of dollars, but you're pitching to an individual who might be your perfect listener in exchange for something else that is very valuable, their time and their attention. So I hope me digging a little bit deeper into your XYZ statement with some logline examples helps you. Keep refining that XYZ statement. Just because you have it doesn't mean that's the final version. Like you, it should always be growing and changing.